Right, well, I hope this one bloody fucking works. Can anyone hear me? How the fuck do we do the microphone? How? Ah, right, it works. I don't know what happened there. Do I actually give a shit? Who have we got? Ah, it works. It works. Johnny the Legs. The mic is working. Ah. I think the last time we did a live stream in here, the lights went out and I went and changed the light bulb. But there we go. Right, what is everyone doing? Have we all finished getting your Christmas presents and whatnot? Having a coffee. The lag is about 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, well. The previous one didn't work, which probably proves that you are a 5-year-old. I'm not very good at IT. I made a funny video about Karen. Still on a binge. That's a good point, actually. We need to tune in to see if Luke Humphreys has dispatched the German guy in darts. Let's have a look. Oh, fuck's sake. Why do so many cycling influencers dismiss your credentials? I don't actually give a shit. That's the whole point. Let me just turn the volume down. Which? I mean, they all hate me. I mean, I always find it quite hilarious, really. Greetings from Moscow. You must be on a VPN. Best engineer on YouTube. Literally not Kevin. Are you Tamilian? You sort of. What's your take on Durian Rider? Let me just turn the darts down a bit more. I think he's a bit obsessed with disc brakes, so there's that bit. But to be in this kind of shape he's in at the age he's in is I think quite impressive. I don't think I'd be able to do that. They hate you because they can't be you. I don't know, really. I mean, it's just a bit of a comedy. For greetings from North Korea. I don't know. I don't really take it seriously. I mean, I've probably lost more interest this year than ever before. Ever since I went to Eurobike, and we had that fucking prick tell me that his stainless steel bearing with a hardness of 58 was harder than a chrome steel bearing, hardness 62, and he just gets away with it. I don't know. Just does my head in. Right. Factor must have a most wanted poster out on you. In fact, a couple of Factors people who live in Taichung just chimed in with all sorts after that video about Rob himself, which if I mentioned that out on here, he probably would sue me. But there we go. Does it make sense to buy group Campag? Now, I think I am actually going to be doing a video on what I think is going to happen going forward. Now, a few of my prophecies have kind of come not fully true, but have sort of played out. So one of them was I thought Shimano would get sued. So that did happen. Thought GCN would tank. and I think that has happened, and them being sold has happened. I did say a while ago, I thought out of the 3 group set manufacturers, so SRAM, Shimano, and Campag, I thought Campag were going to be the ones that were going to get fucked over, and they've laid, I think, 200 or 300 people off, and that is pretty severe. I don't think they're going to recover from that. So, Michael, if you had £5,000 as a budget, what frame, wheels, group set would you go with? Oh, and you need a new hairdresser. What the fuck? I think my hair's quite good. You know, I dye it with this. It's Super Ink Marker by Pentel, Uni, along with my pencils. You know, I have a pencil fetish. I just have lots of Kuratogas. There's 3 there. In fact, that one's a really good one. I did have the orange one, but I've lost it. But anyway, right. So what was it? Like £5,000. What would you get? I can certainly recommend the Winspace T1600s. I've been on that for since about April. I had the Yolo before that, the R12, and that was a good bike. The T1600 really good bike. So yeah. And then what group set would you go with? I don't know. I mean, I've had Shimano 105, Ultegra. I've also had Dura-Ace. I don't think there's that much in it, really. I mean, if you take the materials aside, so the weight, the shifting, I can't really tell the difference. So there you go. Did you see Nero? So hello, Triathlon Dan. Avasco TC. Are you aware of SN Vitae and their surprising similarity to your own BB? Yes, they're basically copies. So it is a guy called Phil who used to work for Mercedes or somewhere in F1, and then he decided to branch out and then started to make his bottom brackets. Now I'm pretty sure they're made in China. And the other thing is, I guess, if you're into, I don't know, marketing and all that kind of stuff, that's a way to go. I don't really care that much. That's the problem. If someone wants to copy it. It's the best form of flattery. Did you say hello at the beginning of this live session? I didn't. I said, fucking hell, is the sound working? So, right. What new fact? Right. Tarkavion Caventis YouTube. That new factory is probably still slower than S5, but the way it looks tricks people to ride past how ugly it looks. That's my opinion. Okay. Any plans to collaborate with BAE to build a new bike frame with real-world data rather than shite that's published by the company? Right. So let me be clear. I will actually cover this going forward. A lot of my stuff now is behind Patreon. The main reasons for that is people were using data that was, because I generally go for empirical data. I don't fuck around with CFD, because CFD is, if you've done it for long enough, you'll know that it's not really a substitute for actually empirical data. So empirical means actually physically go and get it in the real world. I shoved that behind paywall. Mainly because all this AI and stuff just aggregating it and then churning it out. I didn't really like that. And then we had all these other people copying it. And then a load of, like we've got the Josh from Silkers of the world who are like, God's gift to aerodynamics, not even PNGs. And then they just pissed me off. So I thought, fuck them. So no, I mean, I'm a bit of a loner, really. Yeah. What's happening in the darts? Oh, Humphreys is winning 1-0. Right. Right. Okay. Right. Where is Matt for the win? Shimano Mechanical 7,100. I think I had 7,700 many moons ago. That was the shizzle. So. Where's the chat stop working? Ooh, maybe it has. Don't know. Let me type in the chat. Is the chat working? Don't know. Oh, it is. Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. What did Santa Claus bring you? Well, I got a couple more Kuratogas. I went running. So, and then I've started to like pump my biceps up. They're not very big. In fact, I should get my chest out. Maybe that one. Anyhow, right. So we did that. Greetings from NZ. I should just go next door and get my all black shirt. Did I get a new piece princess blanket? No, I've got other bits and pieces, mainly tools. Do you still ride gravel? I haven't done as much gravel as I would like. So I spend a lot of time away from home. And then previously, I used to take my bike around a lot. This year, I haven't so much because it's just so much easier just to plonk a set of trainers in and some running gear in, and then away we go. So there we go. Right. This is where Matt. Oh, we're waiting on you. Oh, God, there's a fucking delay. There's a fucking delay. Pen is working. I actually use pencils, right? So the Kuratoga, this one, I think that's probably one of my favorite ones. I quite like that one as well. That one's a good one because it's got a big rubber on the end for when I fuck up. Oh, the Cybersight. The Cybersight is really, really good. Where did I put it? Fuck. I had the Cybersight out. I don't know. Oh yeah. Ah yes. So I haven't used these for a couple of weeks now, but these are the absolute shizzle. They are really, really good. So on the inside of them, they've got a head-up display, and then with that, I don't even use a head unit on the bike, just use them. It does come with some extra lenses, which I haven't used, but you get clear lenses as well. Let's show them in there actually, so I don't want to scratch them. They are really good. I would say that is a proper game changer. What surprised you most in 2025 in a good way? What did you do in a bad way? So I think the thing that surprised me the most in a good way was the guy from Bowman. So Bowman Cycles, not that long ago, we got an absolute reaming. It's changed hands. The new guy is a lot more pragmatic, and I think he looks after the customer a lot more. And he's not from the bike industry, so I think he's an architect, Jim from Bowman. So that was a good thing. I mean, the things that didn't surprise me. I mean, the continued marketing is just absolute bullshit. It just makes me slightly concerned. So, for example, on that factor bike with the 22% faster, 22%. They said it was 22% faster. Now, if I said that, they'd probably strip my engineering registration off me because it's complete bollocks. But Graham Shreve, I don't know if he has got a professional engineering registration, and someone should strip it off him because that's deliberately fucking misleading. Greeting, God, Jesus. Hello from Germany. Whereabouts? Köln. That's where all the good hairdressers are. Right. Do you plan on reviewing stuff from Western brands, or are you planning to focus on Chinese stuff? I think the way the market's going, and I mean, I get around a lot of Europe, it's changed completely. So these Western brands, they have never really been interested in people like me because I'll hold them to account. One of the things that they don't like being held to account is the price of the stuff that they sell and the consequent margin they make. Now, if you're a Chinese company, so okay, let's say light carbon or someone very, very, you know, the cheap end of it, the margin question goes out of the way because it's a cheap frame. So they're much more willing to send stuff in because even if it doesn't come out to be perfect, they still look quite good. Whereas if you spend your 7 or 8 grand, and there's actually one of those videos coming up soon, it's on Patreon at the moment. A guy spent £10,000, was it £9,000 on a BMC bike, and it was an abomination. But he didn't know he had an abomination. It was only sort of 3-4 years down the line he sent the bike in because he had, you know, constant bottom bracket problems. He lives in Leeds actually, and then that was diagnosed, and then he realised. So there you go. What do I think about remote controlled hydraulic brakes? Don't know, not used them. What is your opinion about Look Blade RS frame set? I think, I mean, I looked at that. Look, the new frame set, it's like 5,500 quid. It is on Mapdeck's website. I think it's just, I think they're just all overpriced. I mean, that wind space has really changed my view, because that is, I think that if you took the badges away and the way it rides, the way it goes together, that is a decent quality frame. I've got a carbon speed and also the Evolve. The Evolve is also a very well made frame. The difference is I prefer the wind space because it's more of a aerodynamic bike. The Evolve, if you want the lightweight, is the way to go. But I mean, it's a look, so it commands a premium. If you deleted the entire fork and handlebars, 22% would be feasible. I think you're probably right. Will Mapdeck Cycling Works stop talking rubbish in 2026? I don't know. I mean, I've actually stopped selling. Well, I've got no dealers for my bottom brackets. Well, actually, no, I'll tell a lie. I've taken on no new dealers, and I've only got like a couple, maybe 2 or 3 dealers that I supply bottom brackets to, because I can't really have it where someone buys a bottom bracket, takes it to a shop, and then the bike shop services it. It's supposed to be a Hambini dealer and then fits fake bearings. You know, that's just, I just can't have that. So I'd rather deal with the individual. So yeah, I'm not having that. So yeah, so I got rid of them. I don't know. Forgot who's got what this. Where Matt? Right. Yeah. What do you think on the new brake by wire tech? Laughable, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, it's brake by wire is, well. Do some cars have that? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if I trust it. But then, back in the day when fuel injection came out, then that was quite a big deal, and you know, people wouldn't trust that. So, yeah. Will you review some Eastern brake pads for disc and rim brakes? I mean, the brake pads, if you are on rim brake, there is a rim surface on the Fast Sports rims that are really good. It's like a slightly rough surface, and then if you put Swiss stock pads on, it is extremely effective even when it's wet. It never took off, and I think it didn't take off because disc brakes were coming in, and really what killed the rim brake off was Shimano and SRAM not making stuff for it. I think that's what killed it. But I've forgotten what that stuff was. It was like a load of thin surfaces on the brake rim, and I found that to be really quite good. How many hard-boiled eggs do you think you could eat in one sitting? 2. Cannondale Super 6 Ultegra Di2 or Chinese frame builder, same group. Depends which Chinese frame. I think if you went to like a Z3 spec with all the quality control, I don't think you really get much better, because you know, I think that's where the expertise is. Have you tested the latest ultralight road wheels from 9 Velo, sub 1 kg? Well, actually, any thoughts? They are en route, so they haven't turned up yet, but they are coming. So yeah, I have got a set of a company called Lightfast sent in a set of lightweight wheels. They look to be quite lightweight, so we'll see how that one goes. Which Alibaba bike do you like? I don't really buy stuff on AliExpress, so yeah. When you hear about new Shimano rampage with all the technical detail, this is something that appeals to you given your background. So I used to work probably about 20 years ago. 25 years. Was it 95? Patent office. So to do the IP, and it's okay, and then it's not okay. Quite a lot of it is written so that I think it's actually very difficult to defend a patent if you know what you're doing. You can always get around it. It depends how much you want to spend on A, trying to defend it, or B, trying to get around it. So I think you can always get around these things. I have been known to take certain things to extreme extreme situations, borderline cheating. But there you go. Right. I'm a little behind, but my brake has break my wire. Does it? 2018 Chevy Bolt. I haven't died yet. Oh, I didn't know that. Aero leg sleeves or aero socks? I just wear leggings, so the full bib tights, I think they're called. Aero legs. What do you think of the new Di2 Ultegra will be like? Might be 13 speed. That'll probably be it. Oh, Humphreys is nailing this. Nice haircut. I do like my haircut. Right, who's this an impression of? Let me just do this, and then you can see. Who's that? Green Day. No. Think of YouTuber. I can't actually do this. We'll leave it. Oh, someone got it right. The cat is on holiday, got it right. Right. What is your preferred system? Butyl, TPU, or tubeless? So I don't really care about the ultimate in speed. I just rather get home rather than have to fucking walk. Or if it's pissing it down, fuck's sake, what's that? Pissing it down, having to fix a tire by the side of the road. I'd rather just go a little bit slower. It might be like 30, 40 seconds slower over the distance, but you're going to save that in not getting your hands fucking wet. What about, oh god, right. So yeah, I don't really care. So to be honest, I don't run tubeless because if you leave the bike for a period of time, the sealant congeals and it sends the wheel out of balance. So don't bother with that. What bike for 101k would buy? I'll go and buy something secondhand. Would you accept an invitation for an interview? Yes, I would like to do interviews. I've just bought a set of 9 Velo wheels. I can recommend them. I've been trying to film a video today, but I've just lost the drive. What's more aero, a cat or a dog? A cat, because it's generally smaller. How's a hairdresser? She rocks. Johnny Ron, Hambini rocks. Matt Beck, Linus Tech Tips, Matt Beck, Pete Talk, laugh my ass off, Matt Beck. Yep, so true. A true engineer. Yep. I gave tubeless a try, but tubes are the tried and true. Yeah, I'd agree. I think if you have to live with it, tubeless is a fucking pain in the ass. And then the other thing is seating the tire can be a right pain. Have you ever been in China? No. Tubeless is a mess. I think it's lost a lot of its appeal, really. I mean, it was like touted as the thing, but now just pain. Hairdo looks like alfalfa. Who's alfalfa? Can you just want it? Ah, look at that. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing my hair on YouTube and people are tuning in to watch me. It's got more messed up. I was looking good at the start. Not bad for a 50-year-old. Meant five, right. Do you focus on other aspects other than bottom brackets? I like testing wheels because if you take a bike frame, they're all a different size. You go and plonk a different rider on it, you're going to get a different result. If someone moves the handlebars up and down within reason, you're going to get a different result. So people say, "Oh, frame X is faster than frame Y." If you go and change the stack and the reach, it may not be. So I like wheels because they're all roughly the same size and fit in the same envelope. How much do I have to donate for the strip show to begin? Oh dear. Right. Oh, fast sports. Loving tubeless. Would not go back to inner tubes. No, okay, fair dues. Strip show. He's not old enough to know who alfalfa is. Views on Xmas carbon speed. The carbon speed. You can have a look on Patreon. If not, email me. I'll send you the link. For the other guy above. What the fuck? This chat's just gone crazy. Where was the situation in that an expert tried to convince you 58 is more than 60 something? So Enduro Man said his fucking stainless steel bearings with a hardness of 57, 56 was harder than 62, which is like chrome steel. So what a fucking idiot. Are there any thoughts on titanium frames? The thing with anything like that is the quality of the welding, and in I would say recent times, some modern bike builders, they're not that good. Oh well, I've said that across the board. Not all of them are that good. The quality of the welding, heat treatment, distortion, yeah, just shit. So I would actually I would go for carbon every time. Could you please name me 2 more wheel brands beside Elite Wheels and Nine Velo? Zip, Zip, Roval. Any thoughts on flat spokes? Yeah, get them. When did you bang your or any hairdresser the last time? Oh, last night. Every night. Do you think we are near peak aero cycling, or are there any big games to develop? I think we peaked quite a long time ago. Anything now is just a variation where the rules change. So the UCI rules to make the head tube deeper has been a bit of a gain. So the rules have changed to, kind of like make you think a bit more, to expose some of the loophole, not loopholes, but the limitations again. So I think we peak, the rules change, and then we go up another again. The rules change, and we go again. I think the next thing to go will probably be the weight limit on the bike. How long before 3D printing overtakes over carbon fiber? I don't know. Not totally convinced at this stage whether it'd be a good idea for a bike frame. I have seen one from Light Carbon when I was at Eurobike, and he said it was okay to look at, but structurally we're not there yet. So there you go. And remember, Light Carbon isn't okay. He's an OEM for a load of brands, but it's not the top end. I'm an engineering student. I'm contemplating on designing a stem for my bike for the aero piece of shit. What kind of safety margin would you be calculating? Would you be calculating with? We'll try to get it CNC'd in aluminium. I should go for a safety margin of 1. Fuck the rest, man. If it's for you, do it so you're on the edge. You're not going to get sued by anyone, so there you go. Is Pogacar clean? I don't think he is. The hairdresser don't think he is. But yeah, we'll see. In hindsight is a wonderful thing. I mean, what's his face? Fucking David Miller, the smarmy git. He's, he even goes along about his TUEs. Right. I like the technology, but not convinced in the product. What do you think? I don't think it's strong enough yet. So 3D printing, you have to put in some additional material to account for the lack of strength. So you can't say it's exactly the same as drawn titanium with welding. So you might have to put some gussets or whatever in. Which alloy would you, right, Hambini, which AL alloy would you pick for a hub shell? 6061 or 7075? Why not stainless apart from weight? Keep up the work, happy new year, salutes to the hairdresser. Right, for a hub shell, 6061, if you can do it to keep the stress, 6061 is slightly more corrosion resistant than 7075. 7075, yeah, it's stronger. It's definitely stronger, but it's not as corrosion resistant. I think if you've got it so that 6061 will hold the load, then I will go with 6061. Have absolute crap stop stalking you? Yes, but I'm about to give them a little bit of a little poke. They're not going to probably like it. Right. Has Hambini ever grown a beard? No. Is Jordan Ryder correct in his opinions about pro athletes? What are his opinions? I don't know. I only know he's his 10k time or 5k time is insane. I was like busting a bollock to get down to 38.50, and he can do it in like 36. So he's really good. Views on carbon spokes versus steel spokes. Do you agree with PT? So I'm totally in the carbon spoke camp because I mean I've had when Windspace first brought out those carbon spokes. That's the first wheel set I had. I actually thrashed the fuck out of them. That was on a rim brake bike, radially laced front wheel. I had no problems with it, and I must have done 14 or 15,000 miles on them, and didn't have any issues. So I don't think it's. I don't think it's the spoke that PT doesn't have issues with. I think it's more that he wants them fully retained. And okay, that might be something that you might want, but there's a cost implication to doing that because it takes longer to lace the wheel, so you have to pay more. And I don't think it's worth it. But there you go. What's the next one? Right, SRAM or Shimano from a SRAM fanboy. As much as I hate Shimano, I think they're mechanically better than SRAM. I think that's kind of like stems back to when SRAM front mechs were shit. I don't know if they're still shit, but that's something else. If you're just running 1X, then SRAM's probably much more convenient because you don't have to run a wire. Do you think the upcoming Enduro race will support rim brakes? No. I think I won't say they're gone forever because a lot of the Chinese brands, so L2, Sensor, and Wheeltop, support it. There's if you watch like my channel and all these other channels, we tend to talk about higher end bikes for the enthusiast, but there's a huge market of people who are buying bikes in Halfords or Canadian Tire or wherever, and those bikes, they are obviously made to a much lower budget, and then those bikes still have rim brakes on them. So there we go. Right. Mr. Schulman has entered the chat. So he is Fuji's biggest fanboy. Do you take defect frame for inspection, bottom bracket creaking 1.5 years since purchase? It's of course fact of the Devo examination. Yes, I do that. You can set. I've probably got about 3 here for checks. So that goes 2 ways really. So either a solicitor and insurance company come along for if it's like an injury, so solicitors get involved in that. And then the other one is when, like the case of Ribble, or even what was the last one, Canyon. So the guy sent the Canyon bike in. There was the crack, the undersized bottom bracket. He went back to Canyon and they gave him a new frame. No questions asked. They gave him a new frame. They did say we are doing it as a gesture of goodwill because they always fucking do that. But there we go. Over factor Australian frame that's cracked. It was replaced by a warranty after a fee. I've kept the broken frame. Interested to make a video? Of course. Just send me an email. I love like slashing bits to pieces. Wow, that's a Hambini hot take. Carbon spoke retention equals juice not worth the squeeze. Oh, I've heard that expression before, but there you go. I mean, I haven't had it happen. I mean, you've got to have, it's the Swiss cheese analogy, isn't it? So when all the holes in the Swiss cheese line up, then you end up in A&E. So you've got to have the spoke breaking, then you've got to have the wheel moving after the spoke's broken, and then you've got to be going at a speed sufficient that all the spokes come out. I just think it's highly unlikely. So there we go. I don't know. Hi, thoughts on Zeno Quick Correct for Hydro? Is version 2 version? So I've been doing a review on that today. So you'll be able to see that soon. Just to give you an overview of that, I thought it was going to be the absolute holy grail when I saw it. I thought this is just pure genius. Now, in reality, it's better than not having it, but it's not that easy because you need to have a head tube that's quite deep because the two connectors have to be in there and they need the space around it. So if you've got a narrow head tube, you've really got a bit of a hiding, so it's not going to fit every bike. So that, and the other thing is it does suck up air. So if you do it like, and I was doing it like 10 or 20 times, I don't expect people to do it like that, but I was clicking it on and off maybe 10 or 15 times, and then by the end of it, it sucked up air because there's valves on either side. You're just bound to suck up air. I'm wondering if you could get around that by keeping your finger on the shifter and then also pushing the pads out on the other end just to pressurize it, but then you'd lose fluid. I don't know really. So there you go. Have you ever ridden a steel road frame? Yeah, it was heavy and I hated it. Do you have an opinion on factor bikes? Not the best. Does Mapdeck know how to spell? Well, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I'm guessing, I'm kind of seeing you and PT have slightly different engineering style. Well, yeah, I mean, where's the fucking thingy? I'm just trying to find my new fan blade. I can't remember where I left my fan blade. I've got it somewhere. I was going to give you one of my little toys that I'd nicked from work, but anyway. It was a fan blade from a Rolls Royce Pegasus, but anyway, right. Yeah, it's PT's. Well, he's obviously a lot younger than me. I think he's 15, 16 years younger than me. So he's probably much more modern engineering than I am. So right, Dr. JD Matthews. The alloy BSA bottom bracket in my early specialized roubaix dissolved, probably due to sweat and galvanic corrosion in the carbon frame. Is the move away from press fit back to threaded a bad move? Yes, because fundamentally a threaded bottom bracket, have I got one? Threaded bottom, so that's a titanium one. Threaded bottom bracket is press fit because the bearings that go into there are press. So you've just added another tolerance, which is the thread. And the thread has a bit of play in it because otherwise you won't be able to screw it in. So you've actually made it worse. You've introduced a tolerance there that wasn't required. But for the end user, it makes life a bit easier. But you know, if it's a pure engineering concept, it is inferior. Right. Given that you don't think that amount of engineering is worth the cost effort. Right. So this is going back to the spoke retention. I mean, there's a cost. There's a cost. I mean, if you want it, you see, the people have a choice. You can go and buy a hub with full spoke retention if you want. You know, you've got that choice. You can also buy a hub without it, and then save a bit of money because you don't value the risk. I mean, if you want like ultimate safety in a car, you can go buy a Volvo, or you could go and buy a Matchbox Kia that doesn't have all those safety standards, but just don't drive it as fast. So yeah, there we go. What type of chair you got there? I want to buy one as well. It's a GT Omega. What FTP are you pushing these days? The last time I checked, I was on 305. So there we go. Find the fan blade. Oh God, right. Let's look. Find the fan blade. Here we go. The fan blade. So this one was taken out because it was damaged. I'm trying to find the dent. So an object hit it. Yeah, a bit difficult to see, but it's there. So it's bust. And if you look very carefully, there, engraved scrap. So there we go. I'm trying to remember which one that one was. Oh, it's got the serial number on it. Well, that must have been, yeah, that was quite a while ago. Right. How much do you weigh? Well, how much do you think I weigh? There we go. Right, there we go. Right. Weight of what? The fucking fan blade? I don't know. I forgot the fancy material. Right, so the turbine blades are usually nickel chromium, so it's Inconel. The fan, and some of them are single crystal. So there we go. What's it? 90 kilos. No, not quite as heavy as that. That fan blade is pretty badly twisted from impact. 65 is close. 65, 67, 78, 70. Oh God, there's people coming in here with this. I might get up and then like show my physique to see how much do you think I weigh. Fucking hell, this is turning into a porno show. Right, 708 pounds. I don't know what that is in metric. I weigh 45 kilos on Zwift. Well, yeah. That'd be a good one. Have you seen all the boxes, the fucking Christmas boxes behind me? They just end up in my computer room. Right. 67, 64 and a half, travel weight 64. So in answer to Matt, that fan blade is not Inconel. Usually use the Inconel on the hot end, not the cold end. Oh, the weight things are coming in. EV or ICE for your next vehicle? Well, now the ban's been lifted, probably go back to ICE. I like manual transmission, to be honest. So, yeah, I like the manual. I mean, the Civic's one of the few cars that you can get still with a manual box. As I mean, I think the Golf R and GTI is now DSG only. Yeah, because I mean the hairdresser's got an Audi and that's DSG, and I fucking hate it. I'd rather have a manual. Hell yeah, manual guy. Yeah, that's the way to do it, boys. Always a C-nut. Yeah. Oh dear. Right, being a heavy rider and a fellow Grimbarian, what are your thoughts on max user weight of 115 kilos on a Fairlight Strail farm? How much maneuver is their max user weight in their max user weight? 115 kilos. I think you're right, unless you go over a big bump. Buy a Z3 coupe. Be happy not having a crappy new cat. Oh, it's getting tight in the darts now. It's 3-2. I hope Clemens wins. Clemens is fucking massive, man. He is absolutely huge. Oh, anyway, right. Still happy with the T1600? Yes, it is a very good machine. Although I'm going to be swapping it for the Carbon Speed and the Evolve. So I'm going to be on them for a little while to test them out. So I'm only going to test probably 3 bikes per quarter. So I think that's the limit. I know, because I can't really get anybody. I'm physically unable to test anything more than that. Oh, Clemens could do it. Fucking hell, go on. Jesus, right. Winspace SLC5 frame, could you review? Yeah, if you ask Winspace if they've actually got any in a size that I can handle. If he wins, will you do cardio jump rope? Fucking hell. Do you know, I am actually a darts player. I'm 6th in the World Grimsby Darts League. Oh, Clemens could do it. Fuck, go on. Oh, no. Double 10. Double 10. Oh, fuck's sake. Double 5. Oh, fuck's sake. You could have blown this, buddy. 18, double 16. Oh, he's missed. Humphreys has missed. Ah, shit. Fuck's sake. It's going to a decider in that one. Fucking bollocks. Right. Absolutely outrageous. What was your favourite bike ride of the year and why? So Venlo to Cologne was quite good because it's not that hilly, and when you're in the Netherlands, bike they look after you on a bike, and also into Germany they do. And then Cologne's fairly nice city, so I spent a lot of time in Cologne. Would you call yourself a bit of a petrol head? I suppose so. Yeah. Do you think working in the bike industry as an engineer is a joke? Like they make some obvious design mistakes. I think only the D grade engineers up in the bike industry, because anyone decent wouldn't work there because it's not very well paid, and you just get mocked. People like me just mock them. So, oh god, this is going down to the wire. Right, Humphreys, he's got to get 81. Double 13. Oh my god, he did it! Fucking hell. That was some takeout. He was on the verge of pissing losing then. Fuck. I wanted Clemens to win. Anyway, right. Ah, fuck's sake. I can't believe that. Good job I didn't have any money on it, otherwise I'd be really pissed. Right, sorry, I'll get back to this. Which country car drivers hate bikers the most? Scotland is pretty bad. And then certain areas of England are pretty bad as well. Yeah. Right. Can we get a hello Hambini on the ear rape mic, please? Hello Hambini fans! How did that go? Okay, I think that went down well. Fuck. Going to Eurobike again next year? Yeah, probably. It's not far from Cologne, so I can just drive there. It's only like 2 hours, or I could take the train, I suppose. I'm in earbuds, thanks. Well, they shouldn't like go really, really loud. You should have some like limits on them. What is your take on carbon monocoque wheels for road bikes? Don't know, but I've got a carbon monocoque frame now, so it's the first one I've had, which is the XM Carbon Speed, and that was when I checked it. It was a pucker job. I actually got it from the guy behind the organisation, so I think he's a company of maybe 10 people, and he I saw him at Eurobike. This guy called Peter, lovely chap. So that's where that one came from. I would recommend that, actually. I bought the 9 Velo 65mm wide version after watching your video, and I'm more than impressed. This was faultless. Good. I can recommend the 9 Velo. Gran Turismo frame, yes, it is. It is the Gran Turismo frame. It's the single piece. I think it's like $1,500. Decent frame. Oh god, Luke Humphreys has given us an interview. Is your hairdresser 22% faster than the competition? She is in the Audi, because that car is probably 22% faster than the bulk of machinery out there. Like a Chinese Pinarello. Interesting. There we go. Right, I might head off now, I think. I don't know, unless anyone's got any more fucking questions. I've exhausted the live stream, I think. There's 117 people in the chat. Is your hairdresser Russian? No. She is Swedish. Oh no, it's all gone quiet. Either that or the chat has broken. Is the Quick Pro already designing a next version? I've no idea. Don't know. I've not had a Quick Pro. That Seeker looked quite good. Who is suing you next? That is all. So the legislation was changed. So since all these oligarchs started going after journalists, I went and got a journalist ticket. Once you got the journalist ticket, it basically gives you diplomatic immunity, so you can say whatever the fuck you want. So I know that, my solicitor knows that, and then whenever I get sued, or whenever I get one of these threatening letter before claim letters, they get that back. So yeah, it's just a load of shit. People think that I'm just like they used to think I was some sort of fucking pushover, but I think that's changed. Right, does Cybersight app share to Strava? Oh, I don't know. I haven't tried doing that. I've only just put it on, glasses on, and then if you do a duathlon, it's quite good, because when you're riding on the bike, you don't have to look down. And I've stopped taking the GPS, took it straight off, because that's worth a fair amount of drag. Took that off, and then just wear the glasses. Would you still recommend the Yole R12 as a buy in 2026? Yeah, it's not the best frame. I'd say the wind space is better, but it's significantly cheaper. Well, when I say it's not the best frame, the wind space is a better frame, but it's not a bad frame. The Yoleos, it's just, I'd probably say, a very early disc brake frame, before they had the opportunity to do some of the tweaks and stuff like on it. I mean, if you were like riding at 30 k's per hour, maybe 25 k's per hour, you would not notice the difference. the only thing that I've noticed is as I've gotten faster, say like 40 k's per hour, then you can notice a difference. So yeah. How did the Hambini logo come about? Well, it's a beaver. I'll leave you with that one because you'll understand the humour. Fast Sports on number 6. So there is a video out there, it's probably on Patreon, but the the number 6 works rims have Fast Sports serial numbers. So I think Fast Sports is probably the OEM. The number 6 wheels also have H-Works hubs. So you're getting a good combination, whatever. But yeah, I mean, out of the lot of them, I'd say the 9 Velo and the Elite are the 2 best. I've got a set of carbon speeds as well. They've only got 16 spokes, and I gave it to a fat guy to test. He hasn't broken them, so I think it's passed that test. Right, beavers are engineers. Magnesium frame or magnesium wheels. If you get it wet, doesn't it like fizz? I'm not a chemist, so I mean I know someone who's a chemist, but they won't speak to me. So there we go. Happy New Year, David Von Slingshot. What a username, David Von Slingshot. Oh dear. Hopefully you'll be seeing the new year with the bang of your hairdresser. Absolutely right. Is your ex-wife a chemist then? You haven't been watching regularly. So obviously new here. There we go. Oh God, I've been on for almost an hour after I fucked up the first time. Who else? There's got to be some people in this. Factor Boy is a chemist. I think all gonna say he's a fucking chemist. No, I've only ever banged hairdressers, not chemists. You should know that. Is der mit dem Obi Biber verwandt? Well, it is similar to the Obi Beaver, but it's not. It's because beaver is vagina in slang. That's why I've got it. Ah, dear. Wife, ex-wife, string of girlfriends, and one special. We haven't got the university tutor in there, have we? So that's the other thing, because let's be honest, I'm not the squeaky clean kind of YouTuber that people want. I'm a bit more on the wild side. And I've got wild hair. In fact, my map wreck hairstyle has gone a bit flat. I'll have to readjust it. Come on, tell us about Absolute Black. Right, so Absolute Black, you'll be seeing this coming up. So Absolute Black, looks like they've been up to a bit of no good. So they've been selling graphene lube for a while. Doesn't appear to have any graphene in it. So that's one thing. The other thing is, you've put their chain rings under maximum magnification, so you can see the quality of their manufacturing. And then we come to the tax dodging that they're into. So we'll have all of that coming up soon. Right. Is the beef over? No, fuck, absolutely. I'm going to fuck them over. That's it. What tiers are you using? I've no idea what that means. I've no idea. Well, if people, right, so this business about YouTube special bike frames, the problem I have is, so if I order something in my own name, because my name's like fucking massive, they'll know it's me. So please tell me it's coincidence. Sorry, I'm just reading this. Please tell me it's coincidence that you see ads with Russian girls in Russian language in your browser, or do you know Russian? Do I? I can't see any Russians. No idea. Right. Okay. What was I on about? I can't remember. I've forgotten. What time? Oh yes, the business, right. So bike frames. There's a few issues there. So, but first of all, I think everyone in China knows my fucking address. Well, actually, you can just go look it up because it's on my website. Because because I follow the rules, and you have to be VAT registered, so everyone knows. I mean, just type in fucking Hambini. They're going to know who it is. So you end up with a frame that's probably been selected. So then it came down to, oh, you go and get your friend to buy one. And I think they have a list of all my friends as well. So yeah, I think that's that. The other bit is, I genuinely think if you go and buy a Z3 frame, whoever buys it, and I've had loads of people buy them, generally, I'd say 95% of the time, you're going to get something that's pretty good. The 5%, or probably even lower than that, when it goes wrong, are the vocal percentage. And then it makes all the headlines going, such and such a bike brand, fucking shit. So yeah, there's that. But I mean, if you spend like 10 grand on a bike frame and then it turns out to be shite, I think that's a bit of a different game to if you spend 500 or 600 quid on a bike frame. Are you afraid that the Chinese will clumsily copy your products? I think if they put their mind to it, they could just copy my bottom bracket like that. I mean, I've always expected someone to be able to. There's a few things that are tricky to do, and that's the machining process. The actual geometry, if someone wanted to copy it, you could just take it out and measure it, no problem. But then when I've seen like the copies, like the SN Vitae and the Biconi, take it out, measure it. I can tell how they've made it. So yeah, they're just. I think it's just mass manufacturing. And it's been mass manufactured by a machine. You can tell. That's not to say I don't CNC things, but in between there's some checks that I have which other people don't. So no, I'm not afraid. How much does your hairdresser charge for blow dry? Asking for a friend. 26 quid. I think you mean I've heard a rumor you're actually cycling Mikey. All right. Don't know. Oh yeah, he's that guy with the camera. Right. Why don't you make your BBs in China? Surely they can see something with such good supervision. Because I'm a control freak, so I have my own, manufacturing. So I own 49% of it, and the controlling interest is by somebody else. And then I use that. I mean, it started off when like turbine rotor discs, the company that made them, when I stopped making them, the bottom brackets myself, I approached them to buy a chunk of it so that I knew that the quality control would be good, and then I could implement my processes because I have a vested interest in it. So that's the way I work. Will Campag be around in 10 years? I've probably licensed the name if they're not there in person. So, I mean, where am I thinking like license names? Can anyone remember Kodak films? The films that you put in your camera? I mean, they're nowhere. But now when I go into the shops, I see Kodak batteries and other bits and pieces because they've just licensed the name. And I think Campag could end up a bit like Rotor. So Rotor is now a Chinese company, and they've just bought the name. And I can see manufacturing in Spain stopping, and then it all moving to China. So I think that'll happen. So Campag could get bought for the name by somebody, and then it gets moved to China. If you think IBM's computer division was bought up by Lenovo to get the name ThinkPad, and then now you just see Lenovo. No one really questions the quality of the Lenovo at all. About Russian girls, look at the ad in the browser on your video. Oh, I can't bother. Right. Beer bike one uses no name bearings. I actually thought they were NKE, but it could be wrong there. Would you ride any bike made by a manufacturer you've reamed? I would go and get Bowman. I think the modern Bowman, the guy Jim, he's turned that company around. So I'll get on that. What happened between you and Map Deck? I thought you were bum buddies. I've gone off. I think the problem I have is I used to have a lot of respect for Paul from Map Deck, but then he tries to be an engineer, and then if you give someone a little bit of information and they're not possibly competent enough to do the rest of it, they just spill out drivel. And I mean, in engineering circles, he gets mocked. He gets absolutely mocked. And my personal reputation, I can't have that. I mean, I don't fucking care about the YouTube reputation, but in personal, in like the proper engineering world, I don't really associate with that. So there was that, and then I had all sorts of reports of people taking their bits and pieces into there and then coming out with shite. I mean, I didn't want that. And then the other thing is, I think he bought a bottom bracket for one of his customers, and then they complained that the bearings didn't last very long. Well, he bought the one with non-contact seals. You can get the one with the full contact seals that's like 20 times more weather resistant, and he didn't. And then he started whinging and kicking off, and I thought, fuck this. So it wasn't just one thing; it was a load of things. So there we go. Think bad, yep. While Rotor was bought out, it still cost hard-earned money, and I don't really think they want to destroy the brand. I think they're just going to use the name. So I've forgotten which company bought it. Is it not Wheeltop? Sensor or L2? One of them has bought Rotor. Right. Do you know Lexon or Riot? So Lexon cranks, there is a video on my Patreon where a user sent one in because he couldn't get it to work. And I had to machine some bits and pieces up so he could get it to work because the axle was too big. So your choice on wheel bearings for a cross-country mountain bike. So if you're not aware, NTN has moved production from Japan to Taiwan for a lot of their bearings. Let me see if we've got a set. There we go. So here's two boxes. They're both 6806 LLB. Now, if you look at this one, the label on it is blue. That one's made in Japan. If you look at this one, the label on it is white. And it actually says, and this may not come out on the screen, that one says made in Taiwan, and that one says made in Japan. The made in Japan one is actually, in my opinion, better. And they've done it because I spoke to the NTN guy, and he said the bearings have become a commodity item. They can't really charge the premium that we're charging for it because some of the Chinese bearings are of decent quality. So you could just get them from them. So they've subcontracted it out to, I think it was TPI. So the only really remaining ones in Japan is NSK Toyama. They still make those 6000 series bearings. SKF haven't really ever made that many bearings in Japan. A lot of those is made in France. So there we go. So I mean, for cross country, fag was always a good one. Have I got any fag? Sure I have. Some fag. There we go, fag. So red box with black lettering. Fag. NSK. Have I got any SKF? Oh yeah. SKF. So that's a legit SKF. You can also get fake SKF, which is a bit of a problem. Right. I think it's wheel top. Emerging groups, I think. Maybe wheel top. All right, okay, so everyone says it's wheel top. How would you improve on the Shimano crank design if you couldn't change the material type? I would not make it hollow. So you can have like the weight saving on the Shimano one is on the inside. If you go and make it so it looks like an eye instead of a box. What do you think of the use of AI for engineering? Will it change anything, or is it just hype? I think it will get there. At the moment, it's in its infancy, so I've used it for a few things, and it wasn't really good. So, yeah. How far should standardization go in bicycles, and how much freedom do you think should be allowed for the sake of designing your own solutions? I don't think it should be standardized in the sense that we have to adopt a particular standard. I think the tolerances need to be adhered to. When is the review of the new pedals crap Vero? Yes, mine started squeaking like birds after 800 kilometers. And when they got over it, I discovered aluminium clamping bolts. Ooh, that's an interesting choice. Probably a shite one. But yeah, just be aware. For Vero, use bots to improve their ratings. So they actually got a letter about it because first of all they threatened me, accusing me of libel or defamation, and then after a bit more digging, I realised that first of all, then they recalled the pedals, and then when I was looking through my YouTube stats, I could see a pattern of, say, fake engagement, and then they got a letter. Once they got the letter, all that stopped. So just be aware of that. Thread stripped. Okay. So that's what's in those drawers. Well, that's what's in those drawers. In the other drawers is like my porno collection from 1965. I've got some books and stuff in here. I think that's my bearing catalogue. I'm just having a look. I've got a load of bearing catalogues. My O-ring catalogue gets a lot of use. This one. That one gets quite a lot of use. That particular page, which is the AS568A page, gets quite a lot of use. Oh, my Zeus book. The Zeus book. I don't think kids these days use them anymore. Best place to buy bearings in the UK to avoid fakes. So if you don't get them from me, then the best place will be Eric's or Rubik's. If you buy them from Air Velo, well, they've been busted for selling fakes before, so I won't go there. Do you think PressFit will return in the next 5 years? I doubt it. It's had such a bad reputation that I don't think they'll go back to it. How are you getting on with the Evolve Chima? I'm waiting for a few bits. Once I've got those bits, then I'll be on it. Do you know the new Magine power meter? Would you suggest it? I haven't used it. I've got the XKD one. Yeah. What's your VO2 max on your Garmin? 59, I think. Let me have a look. Where the fuck is it? Pulse Ox, Clee 10K, Garmin Coach. Where do you find it? I can't find it. Is it in training status? There we go. VO2 max, 59. I don't know if 59 is good or not, actually. It was at 61, 62 earlier. I think that's, yeah. When I had it properly checked, like in a lab, I think it came out at 61. Good day, V8 race driver. Are you in Australia by any chance? What pedal power meter should I buy that doesn't break immediately? The XKD one was all right, but people say at high power levels it reads wrong. To be honest, I don't really care because I'm just using it for repeat runs. So provided it increase the power, it's not really too much of an issue. I think the average is like 40 for VO2 max, Pogacar's 90. I reckon he's on the gear, but there we go. Right, I think I'm going to go now because all the questions have dried up. 3D printed bike frame or a Cervelo? I'll take the Cervelo. I'll take the Cervelo. A husky dog has a VO2 of 140. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh dear. How do carbon fiber bike frames age? I think the worst carbon I've seen was that Aviav wheel. There's a short. Have a look in my feed somewhere where I think it's like $4,000-$5,000 wheel, and it started to delaminate. Not even. I mean, it was just shit. It was just shit. It was only one wheel. The other one was all right. So, what's that mean? Is Van Gerwen winning? Oh yeah, he is. God, he's lost a lot of weight. What's your favourite place to go for cycling in Europe? The Netherlands. Pigeons are 192 VO2 max. Where do people find this stuff out? In fact, how do you measure it? How does someone measure the VO2 max of a fucking pigeon? That's insane. Right, I am going to go in 2 minutes because it's getting to my bedtime. Oh, sorry, that's a wind up. Oh dear. I should do this more often. I find it quite entertaining. Sunday night. Right, time or luck bike. I'd go for time. Rule of thumb for volume of grease to pack into a race. I think I heard you said third. So SKF and NTN, if you look in their books, they say a third. So that's, I think Toyama was a third to a half. If you put too much grease in it, the balls don't roll. So you need to have enough grease so that when it's running, it sort of liquefies and then goes into a bit of a syrup, and then it rolls better. Do you sleep with the princess blanket? No. How do you spec material type, size, grooves, and measure an O-ring? So there is a book called the O-Ring Man's Handbook. It's a PDF file, and the front cover of it is like a woman's hand. Now, when I first saw it, I thought it was a bit of a joke, but if you go and look in there, it is the most comprehensive book on O-rings that you'll ever see. So it's got sizes, everything, aerospace, the lot. It is really, really good. Who would win? Oh, so what's your one brand to go for tools in general? So when I started out, I always used to get Facom or Facom, because that's the tools I work with at work. So I've been brought upon that. Since then, I've got a bit of Gedora, or the locals around here say Geodor, but I think it's pronounced Gedora. Starville, I do have some King Dick spanners. They're quite good. Who would win a fight between you and David Arthur? I reckon he'd flat back you. You just want a response, Neil. Oh dear. Do you still work for an engineering business, or are you washed up and focused on cycling? Oh, God, no, I don't do cycling full time. No, definitely don't. So I still have the day job. Recommendations for a 105 spec carbon bike, Chinese or major brands? I'd get Chinese. I would just get Chinese now, because I don't think you're getting an inferior. I don't think, well, you're not getting inferior technology. You're just getting a badge that's not a Western badge. What do you do at your job and what field is it? You said you were in a wind tunnel. Is it the same as the one for bike tests or smaller? So I am, well, if you watched earlier, you'd see that I'm into jet engines. So turbo machinery, jet engine, well, I suppose a jet engine is a turbo machine. So the kind of places I go to are restricted. So you wouldn't, I mean, I've never seen a picture of where I go online. And I think if you did put a picture online, you'd be a heap of shit. So I think the closest one is Jeremy Clarkson many years ago. I'm thinking maybe like 96, 97. He came in just to have a look, and that was in Bristol, in Filton, which is now Filton Airfield's gone, so it's now basically a housing estate. Well, one bit of it's a housing estate. So, the Evolve team, I haven't gone on it yet. I'm just waiting for a couple of bits. So there we go. Do MI6 interview you after you visit China? I've never been to China, so I don't know. MI5, no idea. Now every time I fly, I'm going to think of Hambini. Oh, well, did you see the fan blade earlier on? Maybe not. I don't do really civil, mainly military. I think that's about it. I think I've answered all your questions. Right, I'm going to call it a day there. I wish you all well. And then I might do this as a weekly thing, actually. Yeah. I might put a little invite out and say, I'm going to do a live stream at such and such time. Bring your fucking questions or requests like porno or, you know, muscles. That doesn't actually look that big. Oh, Paul's WhatsApping me. Oh, maybe that does look bigger. My delt. I need to work on my delts actually. I don't know. All right. Right. I will see you guys all later. Ciao, ciao. All right. How do I exit? Fuck. Where's the exit button? Live. I'll click on there. Shit. Ah, end stream. Right. All right. See you later, guys. Bye.